shot, he goes wide and he's hit the crossbar, but Fazin follows it up. Sarva in pursuit, Takshadano. Hello and welcome to Football 360 on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com. We are back once again after a very long break with the Dialog Champions League 2016, and it's week 2 of the Super 8 stage. And the 4-month break we had after the Super 8 stage, week 1 clearly showed on the first match itself between Blue Star SC and Air Force SC, which ended in a goalless draw at the Kalania Football Complex. And it was a goalless draw which had football way below average, and both sides came into the match with a defensive strategy, especially Air Force SC, who were missing two of their key defenders, Dilshan Fernando at centre back and Dimutulakmal Gunasinghe at right back. So they had 5 defenders, 2 of them makeshift defenders at the back in a 5-3-2 formation, while Blue Star, of course, without much practice, they came in for the draw and they got that point they wanted. But all in all, if you look at that match, it was Blue Star who had 2 great chances. First half, it was the chance for Afonja Jibola. His effort was brilliantly saved by Ruan Arunasiri, and in the second half, E.B. Channa, after going one-on-one with the goalkeeper, shot straight at him. So I think if you look at the match, even though both sides would be happy with that draw, I think Blue Star would have liked to get that 3 points and moved up to 6 points after winning that first match, that momentum they had against Renown SC. The next match was Colombo FC versus Solid SC, and this was the defending champions versus the 2014 champions match. And but Solid looked completely out of their depths because they hadn't had much practice, and not having their head coach Mohammad Jasmine due to women's national duties. He was out for a couple of months and he only arrived in the country on the day of the match, while Colombo FC were well prepared for this after drawing against New Youngs in week 1. And for Colombo FC, finishing was a huge factor in this match as well. In the first 20 to 30 minutes, where they created a few chances, but the finishing was not there. But at halftime, coming into halftime, they got that 1-goal lead through David Osaji, who was playing his first match and the first goal for Colombo FC, giving them a 1-0 lead at halftime. And after halftime, it was Ahmad Shazni, who was playing in central midfield, replacing Raumi Mohideen, who was shifted back to the centre-back position because their normal centre-back, Mohammad Ramiz, was not available due to personal reasons. And Shazni, who was making his first start after a very long time, did brilliantly, controlled the game, scored a goal as well. And Niran Kanishka later on in the match, coming in as a substitute, scored that 3rd goal. And Colombo FC would be happy to start off and looked positive, especially compared to the other 7 teams after this very long break. They looked the most settled side coming into the Champions League Super 8 stage after this break. The third match on Sunday at the Kalania Football Complex was between Renown and New Youngs. Now, this was a bit of a grudge match because the New Youngs coming into the match had lost twice to Renown, and they weren't ready to make it a hat-trick for Renown. And they brilliantly played football in the first half, where they utterly dominated Renown, and Renown was the ghost of their best. And the New Youngs could have scored at least 2 or 3 goals with the crossbar and a few chances missing their way. And it was Hasita Priyankara's goal that gave them the lead going into half-time. And after half-time, of course, Renown were a completely different side. Their passing stuck together. And if you compared their play to on that day and their play in the few weeks earlier, they weren't to their best, but they played really well on that day. and scored that goal coming from Job Michael, taking advantage from a defensive error, and then again the second goal coming in, which took a wicket deflection too. So two defensive errors costing New Youngs what could have been a draw and a morale boosting one as well after drawing against Colombo FC in week 1. While for Renown, there's a lot to do if they are to make it into the championship contention. From what I saw, they looked more positive towards the latter stages, and they are passing stuck together, and they'll be hoping to continue that good momentum going into week 3. The final match of week 2 was Army versus Navy. That ended with 3 points for Army, winning the match 3-2, with Mohammad Izzadeen scoring twice and Sajid Kumar scoring once for Army. Izzadeen got them the lead, taking advantage of an error from Ajit Kumar, the goalkeeper of Navy. Brilliant finish from him, but soon after, a penalty gave Navy the chance to equalize, and it was done so by Nishant Christine. But before half time, again a defensive error coming in to help Army, as the back four switched off for Navy, giving Mohammad Izzadeen the chance to break away and nutmeg pass Ajit Kumar to score that second goal. And in the second half, Sajid Kumar made it 3-1 before, in the 87th minute, it was Menak Jaran, the substitute, came in to head a free kick in to make it 3-2, and it looked like they were going to go for the draw, but Army held their own and won that match 3-2. And talking about the match, how Army played, they looked the better side compared to Navy. Army, of course, coming in from a tour of India where they played against the Indian Army side 3 matches, so they were they had the practice in them, and looks like they would be improving going into the next couple of weeks. We look at the points table at the end of week 2. It was Blue Star and Solid SC who were leading at the end of week 1, but this time around it's Colombo FC who are leading with 4 points with a goal difference of 3, and Blue Star in second place with 4 points with a goal difference of 2, and Army, of course, also with 4. All the top 3 with 1 win and 1 draw, while Solid SC, Renown with 1 win each with 3 points, Air Force with 2, New Youngs with 1, and Navy SC with 0 points, losing badly in their opening 2 matches. The first match in week 1, it was a final loss, and then in week 2 it was a 3-2 loss against Army SC. So it will be an interesting battle going into the business stage of this Dialog Champions League Super 8 stage. Dialog Champions League will be live telecast the matches of the Super 8 stage week 3 on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, ThePapare.com, and stay tuned with ThePapare.com as we bring you the live coverage. This is me, Navod Vijay Vikrama, signing off for ThePapare.com, sharing the passion.